Welcome to my complete guide on how to set up Google Workspace for your business. My name is Pete Moriarty, and I've been helping businesses systemize, organize, and scale for over 20 years. We primarily work with Google Workspace, and in this video, I'm going to take you through step-by-step how to set up Workspace, giving you a tutorial on how to get everything running perfectly for your small or medium-sized business. Whether you're just starting out with Workspace or you're looking to configure it for your team, maybe someone else set it up for you and you want to get it right, well, this guide is going to cover everything that you need to know to get the basics right from setting up your email, managing your team, to making use of all of the key features in Workspace. I want to give you a solid foundation, and by the end of this video, you're going to be a Workspace rock star, I promise. First things first, you're going to go to Workspace, you're going to sign up for a plan, click Get Started on the Workspace website, and they're going to ask you to choose a plan. Now, my recommendation for most businesses is to go with a business standard plan. You get access to shared drives, you get access to recording your meetings, and lots of other cool things that are important to a business. That would be the starting place. And then you're going to go through the sign up process, put in your credit card, put in your business name, all those other bits and pieces. Hopefully you've already got a domain name. I'm going to assume you do. You put in your domain name, make sure you get the right one, because otherwise you're going to have to pretty much start again. Now, if you're unsure about choosing the right plan, we do have a video comparing the different Google Workspace plans. On the business plans, you can look through that if you want a bit more info on which one is right for you. Next, you're going to log into your admin console. And here's where we start to set up your company on Google Workspace. So the most important tools that you're going to be using on most day-to-day basis are going to be the user area, the management area, billing, and then reports. So next step is we're going to start setting up the admin console, and this is pretty straightforward. It's mostly users, groups, and then you can venture out into other settings once you're a bit more advanced. So for now, we're going to go to the users menu, and we're going to start to add all of our team members. You're going to set up first name, last name, email address, and any aliases that they may use as well. So they're extra email addresses that also need to be delivered to their mailbox. Maybe someone is responsible for the info at mailbox, or maybe someone's got a few different spellings of their name. Those you will set up as aliases. Now, if you want to set up a shared mailbox or a group mailbox, you would do that differently using the groups feature. And we've got some videos here on how to set up shared mailboxes correctly if you've got maybe something you want to share with multiple staff members to get access to. But the most important thing here is that you capture every email address you're using right now, because if you don't set them up here and we switch on email, well, then emails may go to, I don't know, they just kind of disappear on the internet, don't they? We want to make sure we get all your emails when you switch on your DNS. So let's do that first. Next, it doesn't hurt to create a couple of groups. We do have guides on creating advanced permissions in groups right across the business, but you can create a couple of groups here that you may wish to use for security or emailing later down the line using the groups service. While we're here, you may want to set someone up as an administrator. You probably wouldn't give them super administrator access unless they're a director or an owner of the business, but maybe you've got someone who's responsible for doing basic IT support within your team. You would give them the ability to change other people's passwords so they can help people get back into their accounts if they get stuck. Or while you're deploying Workspace, maybe you want someone who can be there as a helping hand to change any settings or fix any misspellings in the event that that happens. If you want to learn more about the admin panel, we have a free training on our website, which is the administrator basics for Google Workspace, and I'd recommend you check that out. Step number 3, we're going to set up our Gmail. So each person should sign into their new Gmail account, check that it works, check that they can access Drive and Calendar and Docs and get through all the basics there. You want to set up a signature inside your Gmail. You want to go to your calendar and set your work hours. Make sure the time zone is correct on your calendar. If you've got data that you want to move over into your Gmail, okay, well, you want to use your migration tool to do that. Google has built-in migration tools in the admin panel, or you can also make use of third-party migration tools. Our business has a migration service if you want some help from a professional moving any of your data into the Google ecosystem. And that might be your old emails, or it might be your data from your Dropbox, so you don't have to drag and drop it and download it and upload it yourself. But the most important thing here is to get everyone familiar with the new interface. Learning Gmail is going to take a little bit of getting used to if someone's coming from MacMail or coming from Outlook. We do have a course on our website for people who are new to Gmail, and it really helps you with your day-to-day management of your emails. So check that out if you're interested. But really the basics you want to get right here are making sure that signatures are set up and you're ready to rock and roll once emails start flowing. The final part of this step is to enable DNS. And what that means is you activate Gmail by changing your domain records and pointing your MX or your mail records to Google Workspace. It means that when someone types in an email address under your domain, those emails are going to be routed to Google's servers, and they're going to start appearing, hopefully instantly, in your Google mailbox. Step 4, start setting up Google's other tools. So Google Drive is where you're going to be spending most of your time in the Workspace ecosystem. You want to make sure that Drive is set up and working for each one of your users. Remember that your My Drive is where you put your stuff, like your My Documents on your computer. And Team Drives, or Shared Drives, is where you share things that you want to share with other people inside the company. Now, ideally, you as the business owner would set up shared drives and share those shared drives with your other team members. Best practice is to use groups rather than sharing these with people individually, and we've got other videos on how to configure that. But for now, just try creating a couple of shared drives, maybe one just for management, one for all of your team, and you can get onto more sophisticated permissions later on down the line. If you're new to the Google Documents format, load them up, give them a try. You want to check out some key features like revision history, which shows you all the changes that have been made over time to a document. There's also a great feature called suggested edits inside a word processing doc, and that's going to allow you to suggest an edit to a document without actually committing it until somebody approves it. So they're nice things that you can do, aside from, of course, the amazing real-time collaboration from Google Workspace. Step number 5, we want to set up Google Meet and our calendar. Now, if you've already done the basics of setting up some calendar events and starting to share events with your team members by inviting them, well, we can organize a Google Meet, and as soon as you invite someone to an event, a Google Meet is automatically created. Log into the Meet and check out how Meet works. If you're new to it or haven't used it before, learn some of the buttons like muting and unmuting and sharing your screen. They're all pretty simple to use in the Google world. One of my favorite features is the ability to record meetings in Meet and have it automatically be placed in your Google Drive folder. Now, if you're trialing or you've paid for a license for Gemini, Google's AI tools, you can even have transcriptions and automatic meeting notes created in a summary, and that just lives inside of Google Meet and is automatically posted to your Google Drive after the meeting. So check that feature out if you're interested in a little bit of time saved making notes in your meetings. Google Calendar does have the ability to set reminders and tasks as well. And if you set up a task in another part of the Google world, like maybe your mail or inside a chat room, it's automatically going to appear here in the tasks menu on your calendar. If you want to learn more about integrating Meet and Calendar and getting the most out of all of the features, I recommend this video here. Now, I briefly mentioned chat, and that's a little bonus one I'll throw in here now. Chat allows you to talk to your team members in real time. You can send them a message just by starting to type their name once you've set up their new email address, and you can chat to anyone with a Google Workspace or a Gmail address. What you can also do is set up chat rooms, and Google calls them spaces. And from there, you can add multiple team members for a particular subject-based area of the business. And we set up a marketing room, we set up a finance room, we set up a room just for the managers or the leaders of the business. And we also have rooms for social chit-chat, like our water cooler, where everyone can connect and post about their weekend or what they're up to. Between Meet and Chat, you can see that Google helps you to remove additional double up in third-party tools. Meet's a great alternative to Zoom, so you don't have to bother paying for a subscription for all of your team. And why use Slack when you've got pretty much all the same features right inside of the Google ecosystem with Google Chat? Next up, let's talk security. And there's only a few basics you need to get right to make sure your account is properly protected. First up, I like to switch on two-factor authentication as a policy for everyone in the business. I select the setting, which gives people a week leeway to get onboarded when they set up a new account, but two-factor is enforced for everyone in the business, and I remove the option to have people use their mobile phone number and instead force them to use an authenticator app. This is the best way to lock down your Google account, and to be honest, removes about 90% of the vulnerabilities of someone pretending to be you and trying to get into your account. Google's algorithms are very sophisticated in working out when someone has your password but is not you, and two-factor just saves anyone who may somehow get access to the combination of your email and password together from getting access to your account and therefore your business. Next up, it's important to consider a backup. You can use features like Google Vault to store a copy of your files, but our recommendation is to have a true off-site backup solution for Google Workspace in the case of malicious damage or accidental human error. Now, there's a number of options available, and we even give some for free to our customers. If you'd like to learn more about Workspace backup, you can check out some of these videos on our channel. For medium or large size businesses who may be considering an enterprise license for Workspace, you might want to enable tools like data loss prevention. If you need to keep compliant with handling credit card data or someone's personal information during the course of your business, well, you want to make sure that nothing accidentally goes wrong with that kind of data, which would lead to potential issues with your compliance. Data loss prevention allows Google's algorithm and automated systems to automatically pick up if personal information is accidentally being shared in plain text by your team, and it can quarantine that data to make sure that you stay in compliance. If you're a professional working in the allied health industry or are handling health-related information, there's also options for HIPAA compliance, which can be enabled in the Workspace ecosystem. You need to tick some boxes and there's some guides to follow for full compliance, but if you'd like some help with that, you can always reach out to our team. Speaking of our team, there's something that freaks me out as a business owner, and that's the thought that one of my staff might leave their phone or their laptop on a train or a bus, and someone might pick it up and get access to all of our company information. Google includes a built-in mobile device management solution to Google Workspace, which can help you to control both Android and iOS devices. Now, you can implement a basic policy through these settings that says that, all right, anyone who's going to connect to our Workspace account must have a proper passcode on their phone. And that's a great way of ensuring that the devices that access your data, be they personal devices or business-issued devices, are keeping things locked down and safe. You can enable mobile device management in the devices menu of your admin panel. Final step is to check up on your billing after you've activated Gmail. You've got a couple of weeks of use and everything's running swimmingly. Just triple check and make sure that you've got the right number of licenses, you're on the appropriate plan, and then you are good to go. Once you've had a couple of weeks in the system, it might be time for a more in-depth trial of Gemini. And if you'd like help with that, you can always reach out to our team for guidance. Now, if you're new around here, make sure you sub to the channel. We regularly host live streams, which get you access to all of your questions answered regarding Google Workspace and small business technology tools. We also have lots of guides on helping you get the most out of Workspace, no matter what you want to do, whether it's sharing mailboxes, cleaning up your Google Drive, or getting your security permissions right. If you're a small business owner and you're looking for help in the Google or the tech world, click on the link down below to get in touch with our team. From sole traders to large organizations, we help businesses with Google Workspace and associated tools all over the world. And we'd love to have you as a customer if you're needing help in the Google ecosystem. If you're not yet ready for help, but you would like to learn more, head to the free training section on our website, which has courses for Google Workspace and other small business tech tools for free, available to all.